Okay, let's be honest. When you're applying for roles as a video editor, a portfolio is the number one thing that makes you stand out. From big brand clients to the various industries or styles of work that can clearly show your credibility and skill set when you get hired. But if you're applying in the traditional sense, you're going to have a good looking resume too. Sometimes having a good looking resume can be the difference between someone even looking at your portfolio and going forward with your application, or someone just tossing your application out entirely. Today, I'm going to share with you the resume that got me hired as a senior motion graphics designer and editor that landed me a job at my previous agency and working with Garyvee. Hi, my name is Zach Ross, and as you can probably tell, I'm a motion design director and editor, and currently I run my own media company. But before I went down the path on my own, I was interviewing at a ton of jobs with this resume, with a bunch of different companies and making it very far in the process. I share this not to brag, but because I know my resume works, and I'm going to share with you why I think it works and why it's effective. Based on my own experience and where I'm at, this video is targeted towards those fresh graduates who are just entering the creative and media industry, or anyone who's trying to make a career shift into media. If you don't have a ton of experience overall, or specifically within the creative industry, this video is going to be for you. Overall, this resume has been successful in getting my foot in the door, considering I had 2 job offers by the end of it, and I had interviewed with a dozen of companies for a bunch of different roles and made it pretty far in the process. So this is my resume, and just from a glance, you can see one of the most important things when it comes to any resume is that it is a clean layout. The data shows that recruiters only spend around 6 seconds glancing through your resume, so it better be easy and worth a glance. Without me going into the content itself, you can clearly see that by looking at this, there's a simple layout, it's organized, and there's different sections when it comes to reading your information. That makes it overall easy to read and understand. It looks well designed and professional. If your resume is hard to read, too much contrast, or just have too much color, it's gonna be a lot of information for the HR's eye to process. I get it. You work in the creative industry, but sometimes in a professional setting like this, where you are submitting a professional document, it's best to just keep it simple and clean. Not everyone that's going to be looking through your resume is from the creative field. You got HR managers, recruiters, legal, who have nothing to do with the field, and they're going to ask why is there so much graphics and colors? It's too much information. Also, at times, these HR managers will be printing your documents in bulk with others, so chances are they're going to be printing it in black and white, so your colors might get affected in the printing process. So it's best to just keep it easy to read in black and white. Resume details. The next thing why I'm doing right with my resume is setting clear expectations. At the top of my resume, you can see my name, my logo, my profession, and a brief about myself in a professional statement. All of this content gives you a gist about who you are and what you're trying to do. It sets your tone for your resume and helps you differentiate yourself. People might remember you from your logo or even a funny description about who you are in your About Me. It's best to keep it professional, non-needy, with a touch of personality. Don't use words like I or me, like I am a critical thinking, team working, building, problem solving bullshit. Nobody cares about a cocky prick. Instead, write from a third person point of view and keep it short. Yes, it sounds weird, but trust me on this. If they really want to get to know more about you, they'll check your website or schedule an interview with you. Here's a hot take. Unless you're a model or a real estate agent, having a professional photo at the top helps identify who you are. In most cases, people don't include their photos in their resume. It creates an unintentional bias based off your skin color or identity. I know, it kinda sucks, but personally for me, I do. But instead of a typical ugly-ass passport photo on a white background, I took a professional looking creative one with lighting. This sets up the vibe and look and feel of my personality. Relevant experience. The key word about here is relevant. Now I know some of you might have a little bit of experience, but the key information here is that that's okay. Put the things you've done that's relevant to the role. Even if it means you were handling the tapes as an intern for the producer, you didn't do any editing, as long as it's relevant in the field, people will read that and see it as information and experience. Here, I like to keep it simple and straightforward to the point about what projects I worked on, the name of my role, the clients involved, and how long the project was. It's all about creating content and context here. Overall, it's important to say that you can get things done in a clear and concise manner. Moving on to the contact section, always have a contact section. This includes your email, phone number, website, and social media. If you can, make it clickable. Make it easy for your HR manager or bosses to reach out to you or view your portfolio with a link that's clickable. It also creates a clear reference point as to how they can contact you. Always put it somewhere they can always see and they cannot miss. For me, I like to put it at the top so you can always see the information that you want to contact me at the front page. Do not put it at the bottom of your resume in tiny letters. You're going to probably miss that. Always put it up top so that it is clear and easy for them to contact you. I personally do not put my home address because you don't want that information to go into the wrong hands. Even if the role is for another country or a remote job that you're willing to move, sometimes having your location here can put things up against you, so it's best to just not put your location. Just your work email and phone number will do. Education. If you have a degree or a diploma, just put it in, even if it's unrelated. I have friends who used to study finance and is now a UI UX designer. Having an educational background, even if it's not within the same industry or field, shows that you're credible and committed. And a lot of places just want to see where you previously got your education, even if you're self-taught. Make sure to list your degree, like where you got it from and when you've graduated. Your GPAs don't matter here. Honestly, if you graduated with honors and work hard for it, put it in. But if you don't, then don't put it in. Even if it's not there, no one is even going to bother to ask about it. The fact that you have an educational degree or diploma shows where you studied, and sometimes people in the current company can relate to you if they themselves were from the same school and is an alumni. But if you don't have any, don't sweat it, just put your highest qualification. Skills. Now this is where the most important part of my entire resume, the skills section. Many employers are going to check a list of things they require in their potential candidates. And with PDF scanning for keywords, it's really important to list down the list of skills and tools that you use to help your profile stand out. Employers want people who are multidisciplinary, and that means listing down the various tools and skills you have. If they have a checklist of everything you can do, they will literally be marking things off when looking for their next hire. I've literally had that done to me during an interview. The HR manager was asking me about each software, tools, and plugins I use just to make sure that I have the right knowledge that aligns with their team members. Final notes. Always remember to finalize your resume as a PDF document that the HR manager can scan and highlight. Never send a JPEG image because those systems can't scan or read any keywords that you've typed in your resume. It's all about making sure that your resume can be scanned with the right words that showcases your skills and information that they can then filter out for the best potential candidate. And with that, that's the resume that helped me get hired for my role at my previous agency. If you've just graduated, it always helps to send your resume to friends to ask for their input. Check for misspelling, check your website, check your email address, and make sure they all work. Check for the information hierarchy to make sure that at a first glance, they can clearly see your information that's clear and concise, from your contact to about me, to education, work experience, and skills. If you're an experienced creative, do drop in the comments if you have any tips for the freshies out there. I hope going over what I just did helped you in any way and that you learned something with your resume and your career journey. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and like I said in the beginning of this video, your resume is not the most important thing, it's your portfolio. And if you want to see the portfolio that I had to help me get hired as a motion designer, click here.